We now move on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news. President Kumara Dissanayake says that he is bound solely to the people's expectations of the country and that in fulfilling the expectations placed in the present government by the people a year ago, he is not prepared to bow down to anyone's influence.
President Kumara Dissanayake made these remarks while attending a meeting with the Sri Lankan community living in the United States at the Center for the Arts College of Staten Island in New York. The Sri Lankan community in the USA warmly welcomed the president. The meeting, organized by Sri Lanka's permanent mission to the United Nations in New York, was attended by a large number of Sri Lankans residing in the United States, including professionals. The president also answered the questions raised by the members of the Sri Lankan community. During the meeting, the president further informed the community of the new economic, social and political transformation taking place in Sri Lanka and invited them to contribute to the nation-building process by confidently investing in Sri Lanka. Minister Vijitha Herath, Sri Lankan Permanent Resident Representative, former Chief Justice Jayantha Jayasuriya and many others were present at this occasion. President Kumara Dissanayake said that after 1 year, the government has been able to alleviate a considerable part of the crisis that engulfed the nation and establish a degree of stability. Today, Sri Lanka is being described as a country that has managed to overcome its economic crisis at remarkable speed. Reports issued by international financial institutions also bear witness to this. Economists usually note that when a country suffers such an economic collapse, it loses a decade, meaning it takes 10 years to return to its previous state. However, the government believes that Sri Lanka will be able to reach the economic level it had in 2019 by next year. The government achieved this within a very short time period, based on all available data and figures, and this projection can be made. The president said that a key factor behind the country's economic collapse was the failure to earn the required amount of dollars. Yet, this year has recorded the highest growth in all 4 of the country's main foreign exchange earning sectors. Nearly 2.5 million tourists will have visited the country this year, making 2025 the year with the highest number of tourist arrivals in Sri Lanka's history. For the first time in Sri Lanka's history, people now have a government that does not waste a single cent of the people's money. That is the true spirit of the people's mandate. The collapse of the nation was the direct result of past failures in this regard. Therefore, to change the situation, change must occur across all areas. Today, the government is fulfilling the mandate of the people to build a state free from bribery and corruption. The people also expected that the guilty of fraud and corruption would be punished, and today, the government is doing just that. Furthermore, justice must be served for the assassinations and abductions that stain the country's reputation in the international sphere. These demand justice, and we are conducting investigations. No one has the right to denigrate the war heroes. The government honors their service during the war. Yet crimes committed under the cover of that struggle cannot be excused, and investigating those as well. A society's faith in justice is not built merely on existence of laws. It is founded on the conviction that the law is applied fairly. Merely having laws does not create confidence in justice. That belief is built when injustice occurs and justice is then delivered. This is exactly what the government is ensuring. The investigations into crimes and corruption are never politically motivated. The Bribery or Corruption Commission and the Criminal Investigation Department conduct the necessary inquiries. The government's role is only to provide them with the required facilities and refrain from interfering. These processes must never depend on the government in power, but on the relevant institutions. Strengthening those institutions is what is committed to. The government is also taking measures to curb drug-related and organized crime. In doing so, the government is dismantling parallel structures of government. A country cannot operate with 2 separate states. There should be only one state, and it must function through a unified state apparatus. Accordingly, the government is implementing a range of necessary reforms and transformations to the nation.
UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres says that the UN will support fully the progressive program of the new Sri Lankan government. He made this observation when he met President Anura Kumara Dissanayake at the United Nations headquarters in New York in the afternoon yesterday. The Secretary-General warmly received the President upon his arrival at the UN headquarters, after which the two leaders held a cordial discussion. During the meeting, President Dissanayake outlined the progress of Sri Lanka's new economic reforms as well as key government initiatives aimed at advancing the country's economic, social and political development. The Secretary-General commended the Sri Lankan government's new progressive program, affirming that the United Nations stands in support of it and extends its full cooperation. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijitha Herath, Sri Lanka's permanent representative to the United Nations, former Chief Justice and President's Counsel Jayantha Jayasuriya, along with senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, also participated in the meeting. President Anura Kumara Dissanayake, who successfully concluded his state visit to the USA by participating in the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, left for Japan today on an invitation extended by the government of Japan. The President will be on his official visit to Japan until the 30th of this month, and he will be joined by Minister Vijitha Herath on this tour.
US Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Julie Chung, says that trade relations between Sri Lanka and the United States have become extremely strong. The American ambassador highly commended the program implemented by the government of Sri Lanka to improve trade relations. US Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Julie Chung, participated in the 33rd General Assembly of the Sri Lanka US Chamber of Commerce yesterday. The main attention paid was towards the improving of bilateral trade relations.
U.S. companies operate under very strict rules to ensure transparency for shareholders and customers alike. And they have succeeded by offering superior quality and customer service, not through backroom deals. President Dissanayake can look at our companies and to see that we set an important tone in Sri Lanka with honest, accountable business practices. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the ongoing trade negotiations between the United States and Sri Lanka that many of you are following very closely. We recently had a USTR delegation come here. The headline tariff numbers have gotten all the attention, but that's really only part of the story. These discussions are aimed at achieving a fair trade relationship, ensuring that both nations benefit from increased economic engagement.
Venerable Mahasangha says that the address by President Anura Kumara Dissanayake at the 80th session of the UN General Assembly has been greatly appreciated by the international community. The Venerable Mahasangha point out that poverty alleviation, practical operations against narcotics and corruption have come in for a special commendation of them.
Current President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Anura Kumara Dissanayake, addressed 18th General Assembly of United Nations. His speech was attractive to participants because it covered key two areas. One of them was global issues. The other side of his speech was on Sri Lankan side. When we look at the speech, we can understand he was emphasizing peaceful global environment. That is essential. Similarly, he was denouncing corruption and global drug network. He was asking help from other nations to arrest this situation. Similarly, he was emphasizing one of the other global major issues. It was global poverty. So, all in all, his speech was highly recognized. So that we can say, not like in the past, he said what he was doing in Sri Lanka. Not just speech, but he doesn't practice. So his speech was well recognized.
When you look at the President address and the major factors highlighted by President at the UN Assembly, we can say that there are very important three factors highlighted by our president. One is the poverty and the inequality. The poverty and inequality has become the global disaster and global actually the economic pandemic. It has become more dangerous today ever than before. Therefore, our president highlighted the whole world must work together to alleviate the poverty. That's the first important thing. Second one, our president clearly addressed about the corruptions. Corruption has become a cancer for whole world, more specifically for developing countries. So therefore, there should be a system to prevent the corruption and the global system not to provide the protection for the corrupted politicians to hide in their countries. Third very important is the most important thing, drug trafficking or drug menace. So this is the biggest challenge. Most of the drug dealers are the globalized organized business people. So therefore, it should be prevented. Those three important things are very important to consider at the global level. So if we really want to make the inclusive and sustainable development of the world.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that mutual respect and reconciliation can be created among students through the study of aesthetic subjects belonging to numerous cultures. She pointed out that all Sri Lankan students should be given a simple understanding and introduction about the aesthetic subjects of all cultures. The Prime Minister made these remarks in a meeting held with the Islamic Religious Advisory Board. She also pointed out that more tendency should be created for school-based activities. It is one of the objectives in the new educational reforms. The Prime Minister expressed confidence that students may focus attention to activity-oriented educational system following the new reforms in education. She pointed out that it will also lead to religious education in school-based on activities. Concerns were also raised for the proposal with regard to deploying Sinhala medium teachers for Islam subject.
The appropriation bill for 2026 and a proposal to amend the standing orders in relation with the taking legal actions against the serious financial frauds and corruptions revealed at the COPE committee were presented to the Parliament today. Meanwhile, several views were expressed at the adjourning debate of the fourth report of COPE. Parliamentarian Nishantha Samaraveera said that according to the report of Airport and Aviation Services Authority tabled today, previous governments have pledged that measures will be taken to increase the passenger capacity from 6 million to 12 million since 2007. A little while later, this pledge has been changed and a sum of about 1.6 million rupees has been spent. In addition, an aircraft parking yard has been constructed. However, it is not spacious enough to park aircrafts. A passenger terminal has been started. Only 5% of work has been completed and 30% of the estimate has been paid. Now that it is stalled in that manner, a large sum of public money has been ruined. Parliamentarian Nalin Bandara said that it is well known that there is a hotel in Pasikura owned by Pillayan. For that project, 250 acres of land from the Land Reform Commission has been acquired. An order has been issued to reclaim this block of land. However, even after passing 1 year, this has not yet been taken back. Parliamentarian Jagat Manuwarna said that the now opposition accuses the government of committing political revenge. The police raided drug rackets and arrested drug barons. Then the opposition branded these incidents as political revenge. Parliamentarian Dasari Jayasekara said that Nandana Gunatilaka had made a very serious accusation. He said that Ranga Disanayak is also a member of their legal group. The government should give a statement on this matter. Minister Sunil Handuneti said that it is the Constitutional Council that has appointed the Director General of the Bribery Commission on behalf of the Parliament. Opposition leader and SJB's Ajit P. Pereira are also members of the Constitutional Council. At the time of Ranga Disanayaka's appointment, they did not make this accusation. The Bribery Commission is a totally independent body. No one can influence it.
The remains of the 4 venerable theatres of this country who passed away in the Malsiripura Na-Uyen accident Kurunagala are being kept at the Hermitage by now. Cremation will be held in the afternoon tomorrow. The bodies were kept at a private funeral parlour before being taken to Nauina Hermitage. The bodies of the 3 foreign venerable theatres who passed away in the accident will be taken to their respective countries. A large number of devotees gathered to pay respect to the remains of the venerable theatres who passed away.
The Valas Mulla Magistrates Court today permitted to detain and interrogate former Pradesha Sabha Councillor of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Sampath Manamperi for 90 days. This order has been issued as per a request made by the Western North Criminal Investigation Division. Sub-Inspector Jude Vaniarachi, appearing on behalf of the Western North Criminal Investigation Division, told the court that the suspect Sampath Manamperi has acted in a way which threatens the national security by joining organized criminal gangs and conducting drug trafficking. The sub-inspector pointed out that firearms could be recovered during interrogation from him and requested the court for permission to detain and interrogate the suspect, since further firearms and narcotics may be recovered. The Colombo High Court ordered its registrar today to take steps to call for the original case report, which is in the 4th Magistrates Court against former Minister Namal Rajapaksa regarding the Krish deal. When the case was taken up in the presence of High Court Judge Justice Nadi Aparna Suwandarugoda, and the judge ordered the case to be taken up on the 18th of December for pre-court case seminar. The case has been filed by the Attorney General alleging that he has committed an offence under the Anti-Money Laundering Act by receiving an amount of 70 million rupees from the Krish Company of India, stating it will be spent for the promotion of rugby in the island. A third-year student of Wambo University has been taken into prison custody until the 29th of this month, who injured a second-year student of the same university by ragging. This action has been taken as per an order issued by the Kuliyapitiya magistrate. Former Minister of Labour Manusha Nanayakara has filed an anticipatory bail petition in the Colombo Magistrates Court requesting him to be released on anticipatory bail before him being taken into custody by the Commission to investigate allegation of bribery or corruption. The petition was taken up today in the presence of Colombo Chief Magistrate Justice Asanka S. Bodaragama. The magistrate, after considering the facts, ordered to issue notice to make statements in the court on the 2nd of next month.
The Janata Vimukti Peramuna says that the public is expressing its appreciation regarding the program by the government to get rid of narcotics. General Secretary of the Peramuna, Tilvin Silva, made this comment after a function held in Colombo today. General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, Tilvin Silva, said that the general public has a very positive opinion about them because they have taken steps to stop fraud and corruption, launched a campaign to curb drug abuse, worked to control the underworld crime and provided relief measures. He stated that as a result of these efforts, the people have shown strong appreciation towards them and the government, and are especially pleased with the attempts being made to free the country from drugs. He further said that although the government is carrying out this massive program, there is an opposition that it is unwilling to accept it. He noted that some MPs and candidates who have connections to the drug trade have already been exposed, and emphasized that the security forces, particularly the police, are conducting investigations effectively.
Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne says that special program has been implemented to collect 3 million litres of liquid milk daily from local farmers by 2029. The liquid milk industry promoting national program commenced at the Homagama Divisional Secretariat today. Dairy farmers of 95 Grama Niladhari divisions in the Homagama electorate participated in this program. The national program to develop local liquid milk industry has been implemented under the government's policy manifesto titled A Rich Country, A Beautiful Life. Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne said that the local farmers only produce 35% or 1 million litres of liquid milk of the country's total demand. The government's aim is to increase this amount to 3 million per day. Accordingly, government extends support to develop farms in the country.
A few development news items now. Demarcation of main tanks under the control of the Department of Irrigation and the Badulla district program of the construction of tank systems commenced yesterday, focusing Ridhimaliyadda and Demodara tanks. The main objective of this program is to create the facility of conducting development activities safeguarding the sustainability of water sources under the Clean Sri Lanka program. The capacity of the Demodara tank is 1,850 acre-feet and it irrigates 450 acres of paddy farmland. The occasion was joined by the Badulla District Irrigation Director and the Divisional Secretary and other officials. The Badalgama bus stand was dedicated to the general public yesterday after renovation. An amount of 42 million rupees has been spent for this project under the Provincial Development Fund. The construction has been conducted by the Provincial Road Development Authority under the supervision of Western Province Transport and Highway Ministry. 92 bus trips are being conducted daily and more than 10,000 passengers are benefited by it. Chairman of the Western Provincial Road Passenger Transport Authority, Gamini Jasinka, Chairman of Diulapitiya Pradeshiya Sabha, Janaka Vikumtilaka, along with large number of others were present at this event. The carpeting and development of Kumalweva Mahameuna Asapu Road is now in progress. A sum of 39 million rupees is being spent on this project. A large number of local and foreign tourists and about 300 local families are facilitated via transport on this road. The chairman of Alla Pradeshiya Sabha and others were present in order to observe the renovation and the work of the road.
Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jathis says that a modern laboratory with cutting-edge facilities will be established to conduct tests relating to pharmaceuticals, Ayurvedic products, food, cosmetics and all other sectors. The minister made these remarks participating in the commemoration ceremony to mark the World Pharmacist Day 2025. The ceremony was held at the Colombo Medical Faculty Auditorium under the title of Think Health, Think of the Pharmacist. World Pharmacists Federation, along with the World Health Organization, has declared the World Pharmacist Day. The Federation has nearly 4 million members in 158 countries throughout the world. At the ceremony, the minister said that it is a major challenge for the government to provide high-quality pharmaceuticals to the public. 7 double cabs amounting to 22 million rupees were handed over to the Ministry of Health and Mass Media yesterday under the Health Systems Developing Project with the financial assistance of Asian Development Bank. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jathis distributed these double cabs to Kandy, Anuradhapura, Badulla, Ratnapura and Colombo District MOH offices.
Moving on with more local stories in brief. Officials of the Western Province North Crime Division were able to discover a number of weapons from in the close proximity of Paliyukoda Vegetable Market Complex belonging to Kehel Badara Padme. There were 520 numbers of T-56 live ammunitions, 3 magazines, revolver, micro-pistol and several weapons and equipment in their stock. CID had received information regarding the places where weapons have been hidden through questioning the Kehel Badara Padme, who is under their custody. This information was confirmed by an individual from overseas prior to the discovery of weapons. Police have arrested 2 suspects with a stock of ice narcotics in a special search operation conducted at Badalkumbur area. Our correspondent stated that the suspects were residents of the same area and they were produced before the Monaragala Magistrates Court. A special discussion on the matters pertaining to animal products and export of ornamental fish was held at the Ministry of Agriculture yesterday with the participation of Ministers K.D. Lalkantha and Sunil Handunetti. They also focused attention on the problems existing in the export of ornamental flora as well. A series of special religious programs to mark the 76th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Army commenced today in front of the Jai Sri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura. Army Commander Lieutenant General Lasantha Rodrigo was the chief guest of this ceremony. Hindu religious observances were held at the Vaunia Sri Kandasamy Kovil premises to bless the army flags. Later, the Army Commander visited the inmates who are undergoing treatment at the Abhimansala Health Relief Centre in Anuradhapura.
The 66th commemoration of late former Prime Minister SWRT Bandaranaike was held at the Horogolla Bandaranaike Memorial at Nitambua today under the leadership of Sunetra Bandaranaike. The 25th death anniversary of late former Prime Minister Sirimavo Bandaranaike and the 17th death anniversary of Anura Bandaranaike were also held parallel to this occasion. Sunetra Bandaranaike paid respects by offering a bouquet of flowers. A blood donation pinkhammer was also held at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall premises today. It was organized by the Employees Welfare Association of the BMICH. SLT Mobitel has been able to provide an impetus to economic development and the intensifying of digitalization in the country. This has been emphasized at a media briefing held yesterday in Colombo by SLT Mobitel. According to Chairman of the SLT Mobitel, Dr. Motilal De Silva, an extensive investment has been done to improve 4G and 5G fiber network cloud platform to modernize and construct digital infrastructure facilities of this country. Chairman of the SLT Mobitel, Dr. Motilal De Silva, said that it is not possible to come out of this situation alone, since we have three main objectives. One of the main objectives is to help our entrepreneurs in improving their businesses with AI technology. We have to create a big network globally. Another objective is to invite foreign technology firms into the country. The third objective is to formulate a collaborative ecosystem with them.
In more local stories, the trade exhibition organized by the Eastern Provincial Rural Industry Departments commenced yesterday at the Mutraveli grounds in Trincomalee. The exhibition will be held until the 29th of this month. The exhibition was declared open yesterday under the patronage of Governor of the Eastern Province, Professor Jayantalal Ratnasekara. It is comprised with 200 trade stalls. Handicrafts of the small-scale entrepreneurs of the Eastern Province, food products, coconut and allied products and garments have been added to the exhibition. Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation is the media sponsor of this exhibition.
The Embassy of China in Sri Lanka hosted a reception in Colombo yesterday to mark the National Day of the People's Republic of China, reaffirming the close friendship between the two nations. The event marked the 76th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. The chief guest of honor was Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando, Deputy Minister of Economic Development. Speaking at the reception, Dr. Fernando said the occasion reflects the strong foundation of Sri Lanka-China relations. He noted that both countries continue to strengthen bilateral ties with particular focus on cooperation in trade, investment and people-to-people collaboration. Chinese Ambassador Xi Jinping, addressing the gathering, stressed that China remains committed to supporting Sri Lanka's economic development and will work to deepen cooperation in infrastructure, education and cultural exchange. He added that the 76th anniversary is a reminder of China's progress and the importance of building stronger partnerships for shared prosperity. Ambassadors, diplomats and several other dignitaries attended the event.
Since the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949, the country has achieved remarkable progress in its journey towards modernization and rapid development across various fields. Under the visionary leadership of successive generations of leaders, China has emerged as the world's second largest economy by demonstrating a significant economic progress. I also would like to acknowledge the significant contribution made by China to advancement of science and technology, global economic growth and international cooperation, guided by a spirit of innovation and resilience of Chinese people. The long-standing friendship relationship between our two nations will continue to deepen into new avenues, relationships and cooperations with shared values and ideologies of our two nations. This is showcased by growing number of high-level engagement between our two countries in recent times. In this regard, let me recall the state visit of His Excellency Anura Kumara Dissanayake to China in January this year, which laid a strong foundation for deepening and expanding our cooperation and trust.
China has witnessed tremendous changes and a profound transformation that reshaped the whole country. The Communist Party of China has led Chinese people with unity and self-reliance, composing a paean of struggle that revives the nation's future and destiny. His Excellency President Dissanayake paid a successful visit to China. Our two leaders reached important outcomes, which provided new strategic guidance for the growth of our bilateral relations. This 76-year-long journey through wind and rain has achieved the firm footsteps of ancient nations to realize his dream of rejuvenation.
Well, that's it on local stories, and we'll be back with news overseas. Welcome back. We continue with news overseas now. In the United States, former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted on 2 charges by a federal grand jury in Virginia. The indictment accuses Comey of lying to Congress during testimony in 2020 about whether he authorized a leak of classified information to the media. He has also been charged with obstruction of justice. The case comes just days after former President Donald Trump urged officials to intensify investigations into his political opponents, including Comey. The probe is being led by Lindsay Halligan, the newly appointed U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, who previously served as Trump's personal lawyer. Attorney General Pam Bondi said the indictment demonstrates the Justice Department's commitment to holding those in positions of power accountable for misleading the public.
Here's sports news for tonight. Captain of the Sri Lanka women's cricket team Chamari Athapattu says that the main objective is to qualify for the final round of the Women's World Cup one-day international cricket tournament.
Chamari Athapattu made these comments at the media briefing held before the commencement of the tournament with the participation of the captains of the teams. The Women's World Cup one-day international cricket tournament will be held in India and Sri Lanka with the participation of 8 teams. The tournament, which will commence on the 30th of this month, will continue until the 2nd of November. The media briefing of captains of teams was held in Colombo and Bangalore today. Captains of host India, Australia, New Zealand and England participated in the media briefing held in India. The captain of Sri Lankan team, Chamari Athapattu, Fatima Sana of Pakistan team, Niga Sultana of the Bangladesh team and Laura Volvert of the South African women's team participated in the media briefing held in Colombo. The match between India and Sri Lanka will be played on the 30th of this month as the inaugural match of the tournament.
Actually, it's a huge opportunity for us for playing in our home soil in front of our home crowd. It's really good opportunity. So I'm super excited, and not only me, the whole team. And we want to enjoy the moment, playing one game one time. Don't want to take too much pressure on our shoulders. Just play our natural game freely. That's what we want to do.
I guess everybody's wondering, do you think it does give you an advantage, especially when it comes to your top 4 ambitions?
Yeah, definitely. We never make finals in 50 World Cup or T20 World Cup. So this is really good opportunity. So if we can play our best cricket in this com, I know we can make semi-finals.
And more on sports news, the final
match of Sri Lanka against India in the Super 4 stage in the Asia Cup T20 cricket tournament is now in progress in Dubai International Stadium. After winning the toss, Sri Lanka decided to field first. Accordingly, batting first, India were 162 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 16 overs when the last reports came in. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. Join us same time, same place tomorrow as well. It's me, Sonal, alongside Sharifa. Have a very good night.
Have a pleasant night.